Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 12 of our commentary for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
And we've already lost one.
Yes. Yeah, see, that was quick.
Oh, no.
Last time we freed the Elder Puny from imprisonment and recruited 10 Punies to our party.
We've recruited 10 Punies.
And recovered the key to the big cell, and now we are reuniting Punio with his sister.
I like how Flurry automatically turned to look at the Punies, but they were going around her, so she just spun around.
She just span around.
Well, hey, at least she doesn't have to worry about stepping on him. She ain't got no legs.
Big brother, I brought you this
Okay.
mushroom, big brother. Shut up, Mokuba.
What I was meaning to say last time is that scene where they cut away to this to show that Petuni has the dried mushroom and they explain the joke. I feel like this moment would have been better if they didn't do that, because this scene doesn't really add anything, because it's like, oh, he ate the mushroom and it was gross. But it would have been funny if we didn't know beforehand that, oh, she's gonna give him a dried up mushroom.
90 Punies?
The concept is good, but the execution was a little clumsy.
This is the same exact plot as 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, Mario is like crazy cat that rallies him.
This must be Pikmin 2 if you have 101. You can only do that in the dungeons.
See, the small brain move is to make the reference to the 101 Dalmatians. The galaxy brain move is to say that this is Mario starting out the wonderful 101.
Dan, you gotta play that game for us sometime. You gotta get that Elgato, get that game in your Wii U, and this is why Chapter 2 is not good, because 101 Punies take an awfully long time to get across these bridges.
Someone playing the wonderful 101? Wouldn't that be beautiful, Joe?
Hey.
Wow, that was almost as self-indulgent as what Hideki Kamiya writes.
Yeah.
If I was on Twitter, I would be banned.
Kamiya, by the way.
Anywho.
Is he a serial banner?
Well, I've heard he has kind of a short fuse, but he means well.
An advertisement for breakfast food. A cereal banner.
So what's the goal here with all these Punies?
So now that we have 101 Punies in our party, what's the obvious thing to do? Recruit more troops, of course. If you go in the shop over here...
I was wondering if you were going to do that.
Mario, that's not a shop.
That's a
The shop is not inside the bush. I know they're puny, but they're not that puny.
Oh, hey, Sharpies. Good job, Past Joe.
I actually didn't realize this until my second playthrough of this game, but you can use Flurry to remove this sheet and access the shop for the Boggly Tree. And one thing that occurred to me as I was playing this that I never really put together before is I think this is one of the only chapters that features a dungeon where the town and the dungeon are one. Because most of the time, you've got your town and you've got your dungeon, but here they're kind of like the shop is in the middle of the dungeon and the town area is at the beginning.
What happened to 20 of your Punies, by the way, just suddenly while you were in the shop?
They got stuck behind the counter. And I don't notice that for a while. But yeah, this is Punio's friend, Jabble.
Let's get him.
God. Why do they make all the fun responses the bad ones? What are they trying to encourage
It's
here?
like playing Mass Effect. It's way more fun.
I love how all of the Sorry.
I was gonna say it's way more fun to be Renegade than Paragon.
Hey, Paragon for life, my dude.
I was gonna say, I love how, in the previous camera shot, all of the little puny dandelion things were waving in unison. Which is funny.
I like that you can add this Jabby to your party, but he does literally nothing and doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't even get added to your total.
Yeah.
But he's there.
You gotta use.
It's nice to have.
You gotta use the C stick to maneuver the Punies around.
Actually, is the C stick used for anything in this game?
Don't you open menus with it?
No, you use the D-pad for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, there goes some Punies.
Well done, Joe. This successfully
Alright,
executed.
because the Punies get scared of the Piters
Yeah.
and run off
yeah,
the ledge on the
They frighten
winding
easily.
catwalk.
See, that's why it would have been nice if there was like a sunstone pedestal at the beginning, where you could just like park them and go take out the enemies and then come back and get them. But instead, you gotta like take them through these enemy-infested areas and then go back down and get them.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Spit.
I just
Spit.
realized they're shooting balls of web at you.
Yeah.
Also,
I always thought they were rocks.
in theory, there's no reason to try to super guard these, right? Because they only deal 1 damage and you can't do return
but like
damage.
Okay, but you gotta. It's nice to keep in practice.
Well, you see, they're. Oh, I mean, I guess. Listen, man, I just want to show off. This is the only thing I have.
I like that these enemies can attack more than once, so it keeps you on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
Good lord, what is happening in there?
Hey!
Said Luigi.
Hi, Luigi.
Man, Luigi's gotta be just like scared out of his mind. He's the only person in the audience who's not a dry bones.
Lively crew, hey Mario.
Well, we all know that Luigi's very religious, which of course means that dim bones, dim dry bones, now they's the working of the Lord.
I guess so. Well, no, this isn't Zelda. The official religion isn't Christianity.
Catholicism specifically.
Yeah.
Was it really?
I believe so.
I'll be. I'm not sure why I'm showing this, because it's just the same enemies again.
Yeah.
But you're fighting them with Koops this time.
Something semi-interesting must happen in this battle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think I'd have kept this in.
Uh,
I guess, while we don't really have much to talk about, you're welcome. I guess one thing that I wanted to address here is, you know, we've been pretty critical of Chapter 2 in this series, but one thing I do have to commend it for, and just commend the entire game in general, is the fact that every chapter kind of has its own little hook that makes it distinct.
yeah.
You know, even if it doesn't land like it does, well, for me personally, in the case of like using the Punies to like navigate this space and get around, at least it has something that like sets it apart from all the other chapters. And you'll find that to be the case for most of the game, where like all of them have some sort of mechanic or like gimmick to them.
That was the thing you kept the fight in for, by the way.
Yeah, I guess so, the curse.
Or the shy guy.
That Shy Guy was great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he didn't do anything though.
He dropped a lamp on you.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking of something that happened in footage that I haven't edited yet. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Damage dodge, puh.
Now you can give Koops 2 defense.
In regards to like the chapter specific gimmicks, honestly, I think that's one reason why I find this game to be like a lot more memorable than the original Paper Mario. You know, apart from like my nostalgia blinders and generally poor taste. The original Paper Mario is a lot more like formulaic in its chapters, to my recollection. Like all of them are just kind of like, there's a town, there's an area you go through, there's a dungeon, you fight a boss. Like they all kind of follow similar beats. Like they're all like aesthetically and like tonally different. But in terms of like the stuff that it's having you do and like the way that you progress through them, they're all pretty similar.
I love how
Is that accurate to say?
I don't know, like...
And it's not to say that it's bad at all. I'm just saying that I think that was something that this game kind of improved, was making each chapter more distinct.
I love the way they set up the Jabbies animations so that they were all in like a weird wave when their wings were going. It was very interesting to look at.
It's trippy.
Also, why do the Jabbies have a klaxon in front of all of their doors?
I don't know.
A klaxon?
Yeah, klaxon. You know, the thing that's going woo 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 woo
To annoy
I
us?
didn't know that had a name.
Well, klaxon is a specific type of actually I think Klaxon might just be a brand of alarm, but Klaxon is just how people generically refer to wee woo alarms.
What if the Punies damage them?
So what you're saying is Patrick Starr knows how to klaxon really well.
Wee woo.
Uh-oh.
What's gonna happen?
We're keeping another one in.
Hey, Luigi. It could be worse, Joe. You could be trying to catch at least 50 Pokemon to get the experience share.
We're catching all of the piranha plants in Kanto.
Yeah. Oh god, never let me play Final Fantasy X for GearCheckGames. Because I'll want to do all of the arena, which means catching like 80 different enemies.
Yeah, that's literally Pokemon in Final Fantasy. Then you gotta go train them up. What do you get at the end of that?
I think it's Leviathan?
Oh, you get another summon?
It might be.
Oh yeah, level up.
It might be someone's Ultima weapon.
And I also wanted to prove to the world that I can get Earth the
Yeah, I was
commands
gonna
for
say,
Earth
we all
Tremor
know the
more than
real reason you
once.
kept this in was so you could redeem yourself with the Earth Tremor.
Yes.
He never goes for more HP. He's too good for more HP.
I tried to do this for like the first 3 chapters, but after that I realized, okay, you know what? I've got most of the badges I want equipped. Let's even it out a little bit.
You're making me proud with how hard you're going on the BP this run. Because last run I gave you endless crap for how how you're just like, maybe I should do like HP instead. It might be too hard. Maybe I'll do like FP.
When I used to play this game, I did it all evenly, like I did HP, FP, BP. You know.
But now you know this.
Yeah, you had.
That's a nice looking pedestal.
You turned it into like a.
It pleases my brain, okay?
You've been tricked, trapped,
Bamboozled.
It's a scam, a sham, a flim-flam.
schmeckledorfed. That's not even a word, now you
I'm sorry. Schmeckledorf.
I love how Lord Crump's theme music has an Atari 2600 sound effect in it. And yes, I did notice that before Did You Know Gaming pointed it out.
Why? What's with his helmet? Is he now...
He's wearing Wario's Viking cap.
Okay,
Yeah.
so...
No, he's one of the kids from Eco.
Oh, yeah.
Except he escaped. Thousand Year Door is the sequel to Eco we never knew we got.
Lord Crump is either Sid from Final Fantasy II, the Japanese 2, or he's Jesse Cox wearing a Viking helmet.
So this is the best part of the chapter when all the Punies are kidnapped and you don't have to worry about them. It lasts for like 2 minutes.
You know, I just realized something. All your partners can, like, roll up and turn sideways and stuff without the curse.
Is Mario just stupid?
Do you think the curse chest was actually just like, I'm gonna put a curse on you, ah ha ha, and it can't actually do anything, but Mario's just like playing along to make it feel better? She's like, oh no, I can turn sideways now, woo.
Well, you say that, but that's not the last chest we're gonna encounter in this game.
The curse is so powerful that it emanates from Mario onto his allies.
Yeah.
Because his allies all share a piece of his heart.
Moving on from that, maybe there was something in the fine print about, maybe it's like health insurance, like you can include so many other people in your curse.
He's got a curse plan.
Yeah.
When you make a deal with
401
a demon,
curse.
Oh no, curse shoes!
Man, when I first got to this part, I was so scared it was actually gonna make Mario's shoes that shade of blue. It's like, oh no.
Instead of why are his arms blue, why are his shoes blue?
Yeah.
Spin jump.
Can you imagine the public outcry if they if they made the new Mario movie, but they gave him his color scheme from like the original stuff where he had like blue
yeah.
clothes,
The reverse.
and the red overalls.
Or anime Luigi, where he's like mustard yellow.
Yes.
I love that they made that a color scheme in Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Like, Sakurai knows his history.
Yeah. Or at least, yeah.
And that's an understatement.
I thought that was gonna be a curse chest. So you got the spin jump? Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm. Also known as the ground pound. I'm not sure why they call it the spin jump, but it's the ground pound.
I always called it the
Spin
butt
sideways in the air.
Yeah. Anything but the spin jump will suffice.
Yeah, it's a silly name.
Basically, it lets us do this new move in the overworld. It's a ground pound. Pretty self-explanatory. You can use it to uncover hidden panels hidden throughout the game. But I didn't do that until like chapter 5 by accident. It's just kind of hard to know where to use it unless you like know that there's something in the area. You kind of just have to like use it everywhere.
I think there's a badge that like tips you off when there's something in the area.
So what was that you just picked up?
A badge.
Yeah.
That's some charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can beef up your attacks.
Charge.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And we're getting our punies back.
Slowly but surely.
Ah!
Yay.
See, herein lies the problem.
Depth perception.
And I left this in because I wanted you guys to experience this. Okay, you don't have to blow the roll.
Experience the magic.
That was not the game's fault.
Pathfinding.
Yeah. Like, a mechanic like this, I feel like you kind of have to make the whole game around something like this if you want it to be, like, really well designed.
Yeah.
Or just do it better.
Because, like we mentioned, the pathfinding in Pikmin isn't perfect, but, like, it's functional.
Yeah.
Like, you have control over... See, they just get stuck on, like, the tiniest little lip.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to add new, well, depending on what they did, it shouldn't be that hard to add new pathfinding nodes to the world at these problem places.
Oh my god.
There go like 30 of your punies.
I think at this point I just figured, like, you know what, I'm gonna have to do this in multiple trips anyway. I might as well just cut my losses here.
Just keep them all together.
Mm-hmm. Well, miraculously they all went down.
Yeah.
And don't fall down the hole, because if you do that, you'll reactivate all the other punies and they'll walk right off the ledge with you when you go to get the rest.
So the goal is to get them all on that stump?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Look at that pathfinding.
They went around it!
Beautiful.
Take a closer look at that snout.
I'm not gonna ask.
I would laugh
It's,
if like one fell off when you landed.
It's a National Geographic, I think, video of like a shrew.
Huh? You just hucked Puniper at him.
Yeah.
He's big enough.
It's like the gun in Final Fantasy VIII that just fires a dog at people. Except it fires Puniper.
I forgot about that limit break. That's great.
Man, it just occurred to me, the aesthetic of, like, inside the Great Tree, I feel like it's less than the sum of its parts. Because, like, in concept, this is really cool, because it's like, I don't know why, but they've got this weird, like, watery texture to the walls.
Yeah.
Like, the tree is, like, filled with water. But, like, something about it just doesn't really come together, and, like, I don't know, I just find it kind of, like...
It's a sponge tree. It's
Yeah,
not all that interesting looking. Is that just me?
The aesthetic of this chapter never really did it for me.
Like, the woods were great.
I mean, the whole thing I'm just sort of iffy on. It's a style. It's just not one that really, like, pops to me.
So are you supposed
Well, I mean, I'll give you the inside of the tree, but I'll stick up for the woods at least.
Are you supposed to be like under a lake? Is that the thing they're going for?
No, you're in the roots.
I like the aesthetic of this chapter, but I feel like the it would have been better served with like a different gimmick. Because I feel like the aesthetic of this, like the water in the background and the lights on the ground and all that, would be better served with like the kind of music that you get without the punies, and like not having a bunch of punies there to distract you from the scenery.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I feel like escorting the punies is just like the main bad thing about this chapter.
Yeah, kind of. It just kind of like taints the whole experience, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I kind of wonder how differently the experience would be if there were just like a different gimmick.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like the aesthetic of this stage is like not necessarily going for, but hitting the same notes as the place where everybody gets turned into pigs. But just less.
I don't know about that.
Just more
Is there one
visually
puny on a
confusing to
lily
look
pad
at.
in the middle of the...
Don't worry, if your number doesn't update, they all teleport to you.
Yeah, thank God. But one thing that just occurred to me is like I wonder how this environment would look with like a different like lighting system, or like maybe like some like colored fog or something to just give it kind of a haze to it. Maybe like intensify it the closer you get to the bottom of the tree.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, just something about it looks very flat to me.
I see it.
That's true.
It needs a little
Man,
something.
the one person who watches this video is probably gonna be like, "What are you talking about? Chapter 2 is
I
my
love
favorite."
this chapter.
And if you're that person, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you've had to sit through this, but I mean, you could click away. It's not too late.
If you're that person,
Save
I'm
yourself.
sorry that this is your favorite chapter.
Yeah, at this point, they've watched up to like the last 45 seconds of this episode. So,
Oh wow.
We've already got your time.
yeah, our audience retention is already accounting for your full view.
What a bunch of suckers.
We can crap on your taste all you want. You suck. Although, by the way, be sure to tune in next episode. It's gonna be great. We love all of our audience members.
The algorithm thinks you left during the outro.
Does that happen to people?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell with YouTube these days.
Oh no.
On that cheery note, see you next time when we fight the boss.
Yeah.
Whoever that might be. Probably not Lord Crump. See ya.
It's Big Puniper.